to say any more specifically than that. I mean, these are cards that are normally intended for legislation, but Christy Hike turned in a red card, Bert Calais, and Jamie Pope turned in red cards. Okay. All right. Who would like to go first?
Well,
Lunsford,
I can
introduce
be brief.
yourself.
Thank
Okay.
you. Michael Lunsford, Citizens for New Louisiana. I'm here representing myself. But I just wanted to be here just as a reminder that for whatever reason, this vote's going to be talked about and watched for quite some time. And I don't know if y'all are actually voting today. But I know former Senator Ronnie Johns, there was a little bit of controversy around his appointment, which was covered already. And as far as I can tell, the governor never denied it. In fact, there's news articles out there with him joking about it, saying, what are you going to do, take the politics out of politics? So to me, the governor's actions show that he intentionally wanted to manipulate the process here in the Senate. And I don't know how y'all feel about that, but it kind of upsets me to know that that goes on. At any rate, that's all I had to say. I appreciate the time.
Well, I will just ask, I mean, I did see that article also. I don't know where that information comes from or whether you can corroborate, what's the word? Quotes like that from the governor, but I can tell you that it certainly would not be my intent, and I don't think it's the intent of anybody on this committee for the governor to manipulate the Senate. So we are an independent body. I think we've worked very hard to prove that over this last term. And, I'm appreciative that the senator was so sharing, I think, in trying to put additional information kind of on the record that maybe previously not everyone had heard before. Okay, Mr. Alexander.
Thank you, Senator Hewitt. Thank you, members of the board. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Introduce yourself again, please.
Christopher Alexander from Louisiana Citizens Advocacy Group. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I don't have any doubt in my mind that Representative Johns is qualified to be chairman of the gaming board. And I don't doubt that he is being truthful about his medical condition and the seriousness of it. The concern that I have looking at this is just the timing that all of this went down in. 2021, we had arguably the most historic veto session in the history of the state of Louisiana. In fact, it was the only time that the Republican leadership called itself back into session because of the critical nature of the bills that were passed and that the governor had vetoed. And there were conservatives across the state of Louisiana who were very, very concerned about those bills. And in that historic setting, Representative Johns, Senator Johns, was unable to be there. And, maybe if I had been in that position or someone else had been in that position, they would have been there because of how critically important it was to the state of Louisiana. But that notwithstanding, a day or two after the legislature failed to override the vetoes of the governor on a number of very critical issues important to conservatives across the state, very shortly thereafter, almost immediately, the governor appoints Senator Johns to be the chairman of the Gaming Commission. And it's in such close proximity that when you're looking at this, it is very implausible for me to believe that there was not a political quid pro quo involved in this. And Senator Milligan, I appreciate your disagreeing, and you can shake your head, and we can respectfully disagree with one another. But if you are going to sit there and suggest that the proximity of the way that this transpired does not suggest a political quid pro quo, I would respectfully and permanently disagree with you. And that is what we're concerned about. And this is precisely the way it looks, not only to citizens across the state, but citizens across the country looking at our state. They would point to this as a textbook example of why they do not trust our leadership. And I'm a citizen, and I'm speaking freely here. I respect all the work that each of you do. Senator Hewitt, you know that I respect you. You know that I respect the work that you've done. Senator Foyle, you know that I respect you, and I've worked with you. But this does not look good. And I would be failing myself and failing the people that I represent who've contacted me if I didn't come down and express that. Again, this is not about Senator Johns. It's just not about his ability to do his job, not about his medical condition. It's about the optics. It's about the timing that this went down. Thank you so much.
And I appreciate those comments. You know, I wish that we could always control the timing. You know, I'm sure Ronnie Johns wishes that the governor had chosen a different time in which to make the appointment, because the optics do look bad, and I agree with you, but yet it could be completely innocent and just bad timing, and not everybody is always thinking about the timing. And so, you know, I'm sure everyone involved wishes that the timing had been different, but I do appreciate your comments, both of you, and speaking up. That's part of the process. And
Thank you for hearing us out.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you both.